Hey team, welcome. Thanks for clicking on my latest video. Just a reminder, if you like my stuff, please subscribe to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about training. It's not the most glamorous of subjects and something that most people might just leave alone completely, and I don't blame them. But actually, with just some small tweaks, you can really improve your training schedules, which will in turn improve your players and just brings another kind of dimension to the game. It only takes 5 minutes, and when they're set up, and I think you'll see some good results. So let's jump straight into it. The first thing you need to do is try and get some good coaches, and by good coaches I mean coaches who have coaching outfield players as close to 20 as you can get for outfield players, and the same for goalkeepers. As close to 20 as you can get, the higher the better. That will improve the way that your training works. Another thing I like to do is just have one goalkeeper coach, whoever's got the highest goalkeeper training, might be Milo, take him off everything else, just him looking after the goalies, and have no one else doing goalkeeping. So you've got a goalkeeper trainer, then everyone else is on full everything else. Other than that, that takes no time at all. So what exactly is training? What does it do? Well, everyone starts at the start of the game in general training, apart from your goalkeepers who are in goalkeeper training. So let's go into here and have a look. If you click this edit thing, it shows you what exactly is being worked on in training. In general, everything's on medium. In fitness, intensive fitness, and light everywhere else. So to understand what needs to be tweaked to improve your training, let's have a little think about what each training category actually does for the players. So, as far as I can tell, if you're training in fitness, that's going to improve your acceleration, your agility, your jumping, your pace, your stamina, strength, and reflexes. They're the key things that will improve the more you train in fitness. In tactics, that's going to improve a player's decision making, a player's marking, a player's off the ball, a player's positioning, and a player's teamwork. Okay? If you're being trained intensively in shooting, or the shooting part of training works on finishing and long shots. Skills will improve a player's crossing, dribbling, heading, passing, set pieces, tackling, and technique. Skills. Okay. Goalkeeping, obviously, we're not going to deal with that today. So, now we think about that, let's think about what each position requires, and then if we train the players in each position more intensively in the areas that is more important to them, they'll improve, as a player, rather than in general everyone's getting trained the same. Your centre-backs doing some shooting practice, the same amount of shooting practice as your strikers.
Before we set up
doesn't make sense if you think about it.
Training schedules for each position. One thing to notice, if you notice down the left hand side there, the condition of everyone, because this is right at the start of the game, they're down in the 70%. Before you move anyone into any of these custom made regimes, I'll just get them all up to 100% fit, because some of them are a bit more strenuous than general, so it's a bit harder on the players. Other than that, ready to crack on. Maybe keep an eye on the fitness throughout as well.
So to quickly tweak this and improve better, right, so let's go through each position, think about what is good for them, what they need as a player, and then we can give them their own training schedule. So fullbacks, I'm just going to change the ones that already exist. You do that by clicking in, going to edit, change the name. Right, so what do we want from a fullback? We want them to get up and down the pitch. So they want stamina, pace, acceleration, agility, all of which are in fitness. I'm pretty much thinking that we need intensive fitness. What else do they want? We want them to be crossing the ball. We want them to be dribbling up and down. We want them to be passing. They want to be able to tackle as well. They're defenders. I'm going to say that we need them to be in the skills part also intensive. Now, they also want some marking. They want some positioning, off the ball, things like that. They need some tactics. But for as far as shooting's concerned, they're going to have some, but not an awful lot. They're more getting the ball, getting up and down, crossing it. So I think for a fullback, that's a pretty good training to have. So click OK, that's your fullbacks. Right, centre backs. Doesn't go that long, let's just put SCB. So again, they definitely want the intensive fitness. They need the acceleration, the agility, the pace, the jumping, the stamina, the strength. So we're fine to leave it on that. Now, this time, we'll go to tactics. I think that's also very important for the centre back. We're thinking about marking, off the ball, positioning. Yeah? So leave that as intensive. This time for the centre backs, I don't think they need any shooting whatsoever. The fullback had light. I'm going to take it off completely, off shooting. And then skills, well, tackling's a skill, heading's a skill. They need to be doing medium amount of skills. But as long as they've got fitness and tactics on intensive, that's the most important thing for the centre back. Okay, so we've made a little training schedule for them. Right, defensive midfielders. For me, they're pretty similar to a centre back. They definitely need all of the acceleration. Well, they need the strength and the stamina from fitness. Maybe not quite as much as the centre back does. They definitely want the decision making, the marking, the off the ball, the positioning. That's the real key. Positioning, particularly for a defensive midfielder. However, they need more shooting than a centre back, so they're going to put that on light. They're not going to be shooting a lot, but they can't be spooning everything over the bar if they get anywhere near it. And then the skills are heading, passing, tackling, technique. They need some of that. So this will be what I think a pretty nice defensive midfielder tactic. Attacking midfielders? What's the key for an attacking midfielder? They want to be, if they're near the box, they want to be able to score. If they're in the box, they need to be able to score. They need long shots and they need finishing. They need intensive shooting. I think they also need intensive skills. Skills are crossing, dribbling, heading, passing, set pieces. They need to have all of that. Dribbling, passing, set pieces, technique. All vital for an attacking midfielder, so he's got to be intensive on that. When it comes to tactics, I'm not sure they need much at all. Maybe the positioning is all that's really important. So it can't be off completely because they need to work on their positioning, but they need to have it down on light. And then medium fitness. They need a bit of strength and things like that. So that's what we've got for our AM. We need to have our own training for wingers, as they're slightly different. The wingers are going to be a bit like our fullbacks were, fitness and skills intensive, but this time the shooting needs to be higher again on medium. Tactics, I'm afraid, off completely. If we have it on light, then actually I think we'd get away with having it on light. The reason that everything's just not intensive for every category, you might be thinking, there's two reasons. One, the players just get too tired. That's why I'm even having like that. That would be too much for the players. Basically, the average needs to be kind of all medium. So if that would mean the average would be kind of all medium, but you can get away with having it less than that. The second reason is similar for why you don't have everyone in medium. If you've got everyone just on intensive, centre-backs are having intensive shooting training, then there's absolutely no need for it. So I'm going to try this is how I would have my wingers. If the wingers do get tired, you can change it, you can edit it, but I think you're going to get away with this unless you're playing loads and loads of games. Now finally, our forwards. So the most important thing for the forwards is going to be shooting as intensive, fitness. We know what the fitness is: acceleration, agility, pace, strength, reflexes. Very important for a striker. Skill, they need some. Heading's a skill, dribbling's a skill, set pieces are a skill, which could be handy for your striker. And then tactics, they need very little. The only thing in tactics again is positioning. That's why it can't be off completely, because strikers do need to work on their positioning. But there you have it. Now, once you've set up your training schedules, by the way, that's not gospel what I've done. This is just how I recommend it. Once you've done that, go through. Bertram's going to play defensive midfield for me. Put your players through into each one, like this. You need to have an idea of where your players are going to play before you do this. I already know. Simple as this. Now this has taken 10 minutes with me explaining it. Centre back. So when you know what you're doing, this will take you 5 minutes and it will improve the training of your players. And while I do this, let me tell you, I'm going to run a little, for the next video, run a little experiment where I'm going to put this game on holiday mode, run it once using this training regime. Who cares about him? Once leaving everyone in general, and once having everyone in intense. Right, run it in holiday mode for 2 seasons, checking in at the end of each season to see how the players improve. If the training is working properly, you'll notice that the key stats for defenders will be improving. Well, and hopefully it will just show you how worthwhile it is to do this. That'll be for the next video, because this video has already been 10 minutes long. But yeah, there you go, there you have it. Now all players are in a proper training routine. It's taken 10 minutes. Okay, it's done. If you want to check on the how your players are getting on, so look, you go into attributes. These, if they're, oh by the way, these are the key. This is kind of how I ascertained what is important for each position. These are attacking, creativity, crossing, dribbling, finishing, flair, long shots. I'm not sure what off is. Passing and set pieces. As these improve, they'll go green. If they start to dip down, they'll go red. So basically you want to be hoping that anyone who's in an attacking position is getting lots of green in their attacking, and then if you go to defensive, the defensive boys should be green. The offensive should be, they can be red or hopefully just stay in yellow. That's it. That's kind of a bit of an introduction to training, my ideal training routines, and hopefully in the next video on training I'll be able to show you a bit of interesting data to back up. Oh, by the way, I'm going to go on holiday and make sure that they pick the same team. Well, I'll explain more of that in the next video. Thanks for watching. I hope this was useful to you. It might have been a bit boring. Apologies if it was. Cheers and have a good one.